LPL presents the Sewing Basics series, Winding the Bobbin. When using a sewing machine, it's important to learn how to wind a bobbin with thread. You can purchase pre-wound bobbins of thread, but they're limited in color. So, in order to have the color that you want for the bobbin thread, you use your spool of thread. Right here we're going to use a brown spool of thread so that it picks up on the video. We're going to remove the stopper and we're going to place the spool of thread onto the spool holder. This machine requires that it comes up from underneath the spool. We're going to put the stopper back on. That keeps the spool of thread from potentially flying off. We're going to grab that thread, and right there's a diagram of how you do it. So first the thread needs to go around that screw. Now it doesn't wrap all the way around it, okay? It just kind of curves around it. So here we go. Right there on the screw, there's a little piece of metal underneath the screw part, and you put it right in there. It's kind of like a little slot. You're going to pull it to the side. This keeps the thread tense so that it does not get tangled. Now here's our bobbin. Okay, we're going to grab that end of thread. Okay, and you're going to notice that there are holes on the bobbin. It doesn't matter which hole you pick, just pick one. But you're going to, instead of coming up all the way from the bottom and then having to go through two holes, you're going to come in through the inside of the bobbin, okay, where the spool is, and you're going to go up through one of the holes and out the top. Okay, you want to pull about 2 to 3 inches out. And then you're going to place the bobbin onto the bobbin holder. Okay, that's right there on the right. And then you're going to slide the bobbin holder over, okay, until it stops. Now this means that you're ready for winding a bobbin. I'm going to turn the machine on, and you'll notice I pushed the speed control slider all the way to the left, or I'm sorry, to the right, which means that's the fastest it'll go, because typically that's how you're going to wind a bobbin. You want it to go really quickly. You're not having to guide anything. So you want to do it as quickly as possible. Okay, now right before I do this, I'm actually going to change the speed so you can see it a little better, this first little part. So I'm holding up the thread. You want to keep a nice tight hold on the end of the thread that's coming out of the top of the bobbin. Okay, then you're going to press down on the foot pedal controller. But first I'm going to slide it down, the speed control slider, to slow, so you can see how it wraps around. And you just want it to wrap around a few times. Okay, then you want to grab a pair of scissors, and you want to cut that thread, that top part of that thread, as close to the hole as you can get. Okay, and that, again, that's going to keep it from getting tangled up and causing you no end of problems. Okay, so now we're going to press the speed control slider all the way to fast, and I'm pressing on the pedal as far as it'll go. And as you can see, it's winding away. It goes up and down, up and down. Again, that's another way to keep things nice and smooth and from tangling and gumming up the machine. Okay, so this is going to keep winding, and most machines will either stop or they'll start to stutter and slow down when they get to the point where your bobbin is full. So as you can see, we're getting very, very close to having a full bobbin. And it starts to stutter right here, so I know I can go ahead and stop. Now this is if you want a full bobbin of thread. If you decide I'm doing something very, very small and I only need a minimal amount of thread on that bobbin, then go ahead and stop much sooner. But I wanted to show a full bobbin of thread. So then you just cut the thread off, press the bobbin holder back to the side to where it starts, and that's how you wind your bobbin of thread. Thank you for joining me for the Sewing Basics series, Winding the Bobbin. Happy sewing!